Yes, I've got some good shit to tell you today, brothers and sisters. As I say, we're not gonna bullshit about it. We're gonna tell it just like it is.
Alright, what's going on YouTube? We have to be very careful because men's rights versus issues with black men overlap, but they are not the same. So they have similarities and they have differences. In my opinion, issues pertaining to black men are greater than those with men's rights. And when I sit down and give you guys my point of view from being in Southern California, I only see the whole idea of men's rights an issue with white men and black men. Other minority men don't have an issue in terms of family structure. It's not being attacked, and it's clear who is the head. So if you're from a non-black, non-white background, and you're a female, and you act out of pocket, and you want to be on this feminist, liberal type mindset, they're just not going to mess with you. You're going to be outside of the family, and what are you going to do? Go get a white man, go get a black man, right? That's why we have to. That's why it's all related. I've already talked about the non-black women that encounter black men, and even white men, right? It's always on some alternate shit simply because it doesn't fly in their own homes and communities. Now, in my opinion, men's rights came about through white men getting sick and tired of dealing with feminism because, it's pretty much been infused with how our society thinks. So, it's almost like you're dealing with feminism and you're also dealing with certain systems and practices within our society that have been influenced by feminism, especially when you want to talk about divorce law, if you want to talk about, even criminal law, right? It's infused itself in different parts of our society. So I guess it affects all men, but at the end of the day, other groups still have a stronghold on how their homes and community are ran, so they're kind of almost shielded from it. They're shielded from it, as opposed to black men. We kind of, are exposed to it. Of course, white men are as well, or at least certain populations. Like I said before, I believe that the whole idea of men's rights and, how they go about dealing with feminism is a white man's issue that has unfortunately been spread over to black America, right? We all talk about how feminism has hurt black women, the whole diva complex and all this other shit is a direct result from white women, right? A lot of black women act like it's so original, the whole idea of being a diva, the whole idea of being this and that and the third. No, you didn't create that idea. That was forced upon you by feminism, right? So that's how it spread over to my community. That's why I'm concerned. Right, that's why I'm concerned, because now you start to see a feminist point of view already in the women, and now you see it in our culture, our own, black culture. You see it in terms of how black men are treated, right, versus how women are treated. It's blatantly obvious, right? I shouldn't ask. Nobody should even ask me, can you give me an example, right? If you don't understand, if you can't see it, then please press back here. Click on YouTube and go watch somebody else's video. It's blatantly obvious. Okay, so as a black dude, you have to be concerned with men's rights. You have to be concerned with issues pertaining to black people. But we also have to understand, okay, the same men that we're going to link up with and talk to and share our ideas with is great, good fellowship. We're talking about bringing down feminism. That's more than just about, who's getting sex versus who's not. It's more so about our society as a whole, right? But at the end of the day, when everybody goes home, right, we still have our own problems that we have to deal with, and these men aren't going to be with us, right? This is a common problem. Right, and it's affecting white America, so white America is not going to have a problem in accepting help from everybody else. But when it's time to deal with our own unique problems, they're not going to be there. Right? I'm not going to cry and beg about it. Why should they? They're not going to be there. It is what it is. Right? So we still have our own issues that we have to talk about. But dealing with feminism and what it's done to our society will help us in our own fight, dealing with our own people in our own communities. So like I said, there's a link. We will always be linked, but it's not a complete link. So there are separations. All right, there are key differences that separate both movements. So at the end of the day, you know, we really have to understand this. We really, really do. You know, and I'm really, and I don't want to leave anybody out, but like I said, I really think this is a white man, black man issue. Other groups have a strong hold on their communities to the point where they don't have to deal with it on the same level that we do. Right? I mean, this has influenced almost corrupted everything in our black community, even down to the religion. It's corrupted everything. Everything. The disrespect for man and just the disrespect for how things are supposed to, you know, go about. Right? I mean, it is what it is, and you know, stuff, you know, we have to talk about it. We have to deal with it. But at the end of the day, we have to know how they're separate. We have to. You know, that's key in terms of us doing well. It's key. It's paramount, man. So, you know, if you're a black man, excuse me, and you're on some men's rights stuff, that's great. But understand what's going on in your own homes. And if you are a black dude and you're on some fixing the black community, understand what men's rights is trying to do, right? How it affects your community as well. All right? And in closing, this is not an attack at anybody. I'm not trying to put anybody on the spotlight, because if I was, I would address them privately and directly. This is just trying to put it out there, because we've all talked about it, so there's no point, you know, in, you know, trying to come at people sideways. I'm putting it out there. So let me know how you feel about, you know, what I said, or just on the issue in general, through comment, personal message, through video response, and we can put it out there and we can talk about it. All right, so you guys take it easy. Stay blessed. One.